I'm a world champion for a reason, so I'm excited. I'm here to showcase my skills, and I will be keeping those belts here in Scotland. Yeah, Mexican-Scottish, what's not to like? It's a proper fight, and that's what I want. You know, I don't want easy challenges, I don't want people coming in on short notice. I want the best version of Alejandra next Friday, and that's what I'm going to get, so I'm excited about it. For me, the main focus is May 13th and beating Alejandra.
Hello and thanks for watching Fightzone's head-to-head between WBA and IBO World Super Welterweight Champion Hannah Rankin and her Mexican challenger Alejandra Ayala. Don't forget to tune into Fightzone on Friday night, May 13th, to watch Hannah's homecoming defence of her titles at Glasgow's Hydro. Hello Hannah.
Hello. And
welcome to the UK, Alejandra. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll start with you as the champion, Hannah. What sort of test are you expecting from Alejandra later this week?
I'm expecting a great test, you know. We're fighting for 2 world titles. If you're not turning out ready to fight, then, you know, you don't really want it, do you? So I'm expecting her to turn up with the best version of herself. She's had a full camp for this, so I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. What
version of you are going to be? You know, you've been locked away in London for months now preparing for this.
I'm in the best physical shape I've ever been in my life, and I cannot wait to showcase my skills. Next Friday, everyone's going to see some fireworks from me.
You cutting weight? Are you getting into a bit of a bad mood at all?
I'm never in a bad mood, Steve.
Alejandra, welcome to the UK once again. What challenge will you give the champion?
Like she mentioned, I've had a full camp for this time around. It's very, I think, rare, especially nowadays, for promoters to give, you know, the challenger that time space. They always kind of want to get them unprepared. So I'm very grateful for that. But also, I've taken advantage of it. So I think that's what they wanted. I think Hannah doesn't want an easy fight, and I'm not here to give her one.
When you studied Hannah, what made you say yes to this fight? What weaknesses did you see and strengths?
With all due respect, I would have challenged anybody with the world title. I want the world title. I want to be a world champion, and whoever I had to fight to get to that venue, I mean, they were just the ones that gave me the proposal, so I accepted. As far as strengths and weaknesses, she's a world champion for a reason. We know she's tough, we know she's determined, we know she's hardworking. So we're not really playing off of what she's got to offer. We've made our own strategy and we're coming with our own plan.
Well, do you study your opponents, or do you leave that to Noel, your trainer? I think you're a bit of a study.
I always study my opponents. It's best to be prepared for whatever situation you're going to get yourself into. However, I have a fantastic team around me with my coach Noel Callan and you know, Rich Williams, and we've put together a fantastic game plan for this fight. So yeah, we're coming with lots of different plans, and yeah, you're going to see it all on the night.
What weaknesses have you seen in your rival?
Well, you know, that's for me to keep to myself. You know, I'm not going to tell her what weaknesses I've seen before the fight, just to say that we've got everything under control, so I know exactly what we're going to be doing.
And what made you pick, or it's a voluntary defence, pick Alejandra as your challenger?
Oh, you know, as I've always said, I've always wanted to fight somebody from Mexico. You know, I think they've got a great fighting history, and it's a fantastic, you know, history in itself from that country as well, the same as Scotland. You know, we all love to fight here. How many like to fight in Mexico? So I think she's a fantastic opponent for me, and yeah, Mexican-Scottish, what's not to like? It's a proper fight, and that's what I want. You know, I don't want easy challenges, I don't want people coming in on short notice. I want the best version of Alejandra next Friday, and that's what I'm going to get, so I'm excited about it.
How much inspiration for this fight do you get from being the first female to headline a major boxing card in Scotland?
Oh, do you know what? I'm massively proud to be headlining at the Hydro. You know, making history for my country is a huge thing, and obviously, especially in women's boxing, is just massively on the rise at the moment. So for me to be headlining at the Hydro in my home city, in Glasgow, is just incredible, and I'm so excited about it. And I think it's going to bring more eyes onto women's boxing as well, especially in Scotland, and that's what I'm all about.
We're into fight week now, but what pressures does that bring?
Oh, it brings lots of pressures, you know, like fighting in front of a home crowd, you know, being the home girl. Everybody's here. All the people out here are going to know. It's my family, my friends, my people from my country, you know. They're all here. They want me to win. So, of course, that's pressure. But I'm here to put on a show. And me and Alejandra are going to do that on Friday.
How do you feel about having there'll be a real partisan crowd against you? Does that worry you?
No, not at all. Actually, I think a little bit. I mean, I've been on both sides, and it's like the pressure is off, not being at home. Everybody just kind of being on their TV watching. I can just, turn off my cell phone and nobody's there, rather when you're at home and people know you and they're approaching you and they're asking you and they're telling you, it's a little bit more hectic. So I don't find it difficult at all, and I'm well traveled, so just being abroad doesn't really intimidate me at all as well.
Do you think this brings pressure to Hannah more than yourself?
Definitely. 100%. I have, like I said, I have everything to win. I'm the underdog. No one really expects me, especially here, to win. So that pressure's off, and she's got, that pressure 100% on. And, defending at home, her world champions, making history in so many levels. I think that's definitely an added pressure that I don't have.
Alejandra thinks the pressure's on. What would you say to that?
Pressure is a privilege. That's something I truly, truly believe, and you wouldn't feel under pressure if you weren't expected to be in that position. And I'm a world champion for a reason, so I'm excited that you might think I'm under pressure, but for me, I'm here to showcase my skills, and I will be keeping those belts here in Scotland.
I'm here to make history. I mean, I love Scotland. People here are so amazing. I'm thrilled, but I also came to make history, and I also came to become a world champion. So it's going to be a good bout.
It's definitely going to be a good bout.
Alejandra mentioned, learning boxing on the road. How much of your learning did you put down boxing, and living for now for training purposes down south in England? You've been to USA, South Africa, Norway, Malta. I hope I remember them all there, were you?
It's that's one of the blessings of being a professional sports person, is the ability to travel and go to different countries, experience different cultures, and also it gives you great sort of experience for when you're in the ring. There's so many different styles in boxing, so you come up against all different types of people. So I think for me, like I've said before, it's not my first rodeo. I've been under this pressure. I've done championship rounds multiple times. I've been in many different countries, been under the lights on various different shows, all different levels from the bottom to the very top. So I'm super well prepared and very experienced in that stage. So for me, this is another day in the gym, another day in focusing my career, in my path, being a world champion, and Friday's just another day in the office.
Is it more than a day in the gym facing you?
Yeah, I think so. I respect the rivals that she's fought. I've also faced some top level fighters, and I think everything is culminating up to this point. We're both fighters that have gone, the 10 rounds, have fought elite fighters, and now we're going to face each other, and I know we're both hungry for this. She wants to retain the titles, I want to win the titles. So as I said, honestly, the audience is the one who's going to walk away, very happy, because we're both here and we're both prepared, and I think we're both in the best shape of our lives.
You may be aware that, I think you'll be aware that there's a lot of talk over here that Hannah's being lined up for a all-British super fight, a unification against WBO champion Sasha Jonas. You're nodding, so you know about that. Does that make you feel overlooked at all?
No, not at all. Actually, for her last bout, Natasha Jonas people came to me and asked me because they needed a last-minute rival, but I already had this compromise with Hannah Rankin, so I know I'm in the mix as well. And right now, I think the super welterweight division is very exciting. And like I said, I think win, lose, or draw, either one of us, we're still gonna have the opportunity to face these big names, because Cecilia Brækhus is coming up, Natasha Jonas, us, and a few other people that are in the mix. So I think it's very exciting, and no, I don't feel good or bad about the situation that they're talking about. Even if I win, that fight could still be going on. Natasha Jonas versus Hannah Rankin, just because of the localities and things of that nature. So.
But if you win, you'll have the title, so they might want you.
Yeah, well, there's 4 titles, so they're gonna have to line up. We'll see what happens.
Hannah, there's been a lot of talk about yourself and Tasha fighting. You've lined up together on Sky. You've been on Fightzone. How easy is it for you to put that on the back burner for now? Because it's a massive fight. It's life-changing, especially in financial terms.
As far as I'm concerned, I've always been brought up one day at a time. You got to focus on each job, each day as it comes up. And for me, my main focus is May the 13th. There's nothing past May the 13th. And beating Alejandra on that day, and then after that we can talk about whatever fights that people have plans for, ideas and whatever. And like Alejandra says, a fantastic mix of fighters in the super welterweight division at the moment. So of course it's a very excited, talked about division. There's so many different matchups to be made. But for me, the main focus is May 13th and beating Alejandra.
Take yourself out the equation because you think you're the best super welterweight in the world. who do you rate as number one?
I think if Breakus comes up, I think she's going to be a very hard contender right now. And as far as right now, currently, I was actually very surprised by Natasha Jonas's display of power coming up so many divisions. I've always respected Natasha Jonas as a lightweight. I didn't think it was going to translate to the super welterweight division. I'd say she's the toughest opponent right now at super welterweight.
What about you? Take yourself out the equation. You think you're number one, or you tell me you know you're number one.
Yeah.
Who's the second best then in your eyes?
Well, I personally feel like Decaire has been around a long time at this division. She's been the IBF World Champion for a long time, and she's regained that title again, so she's very experienced. But also, like you said, Celia Brackhouse joining the mix, that's always going to mix things up. Having been undisputed at welterweight, you know, she's fantastic for women's boxing. So, you know, probably a toss-up between those two if I had to pick someone other than myself.
A common opponent is Savannah Marshall. I believe you still keep in touch with her.
Yeah, I do.
Has she offered any advice, or will you speak to her before the fight?
She actually said she was going to be present at the fight. We do talk. For me, she's an amazing fighter. She's got power like I've never felt. I often spar with men, and honestly, I feel like she's the hardest punching female fighter I've ever felt. So a lot of respect there. But also, I think just there was no really reason to be talking about, you know, Hannah as a rival that we both face, because we both have such different styles. There's no way I can fight the way Savannah fights, and she will never fight the way I fight. So it was just that didn't make sense to talk about that.
You have a welcome for Savannah next week?
Oh, of course, yeah, no, she's doing fantastically well. I was at her last fight actually doing the commentary for BBC 5 Live, and it was a fantastic performance from there as well. It was really exciting. It's exactly how I said it was going to go. I called that fight, so yeah, no, it was a great performance from Savannah just recently.
You know, reporters like myself, they always ask, you know, have you know, like I said to Alejandra, you know, have they offered you advice? Can it ever make a difference if someone like Savannah had offered advice to how to beat you?
Not really, I don't think personally. It's like you can offer advice on anything, but it's down to the person in the ring on the night, and you know, you're nobody else but yourself, so you just got to turn up and showcase what you can do. So you can get all the advice in the world, but it doesn't mean you're going to be able to actually use it or put it to any good use whatsoever. You
spent time, I've got to you Alejandra, spent time sitting across the table from the champion today. What vibes do you get from meeting Hannah for the first time?
Relaxed, a little bit nervous, I'm not sure, but in general, as I've experienced all of the Scottish people in general, they're very nice, they're very relaxed. I'm very happy to be here, like I said. If this wasn't, you know, the biggest test of my life, I'd be, you know, throwing my feet up right now and enjoying this beautiful country. But I am here on a mission, I am still training, I'm everything, and I think I feel mutual respect right now.
Are you nervous then?
No. I'm in my home city, so I'm in my home country, and thank you very much. Yeah, Scottish people are good people, and everyone always says we're a friendly bunch, but you know, friendly until fight night, and then we get in the ring and we get down to work.
What vibe do you get from Alejandra? You know, sat across the table, you're 3 feet apart or 1 meter apart?
Mutual respect. I get that feeling as well, you know, and obviously a bit tired, but other than that, yeah, no, I'm not expecting anything less than respect and focus and ready to go. So, you know, exactly how I thought it was going to be.
We're a few days out from the fight now. What sort of mood are you getting as we get closer to fight night? I mean, we've seen you when you fought, was it Clarissa? I think you went to give her a Glasgow kiss, didn't you?
Oh, me and Clarissa. Yeah, no, that was a great build up to that fight, and we definitely did not like each other in the lead up to that. So, you know, it's a different style, it's a different situation. Every situation requires a different situation to react to. So, I feel like, yeah, I feel calm and relaxed at the moment. I'm in my country and chilled, and Alejandra's there and she's ready to go. So I'm excited because she's here, and the fight's going to happen next Friday.
When do you switch off and become a beast, should we say?
I think fight night. I don't really understand why people are angry all the time, or there's no reason for me to hate Hannah, you know, off the ring. But obviously we're preparing for this. This is our job, and this is our dream. And come fight night, I think there's going to be a switch, and we're just going to go all in. And that's definitely when it's going to happen.
Business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us, Hannah, how will you win this contest, successfully defend your world titles, and hopefully move on to unifications?
On May the 13th, I will be having my hand raised and still WBA and IBO world champion.
I don't know, I think Anu is trending right now, hashtag with me and all of my supporters. And I just, every time I picture myself with my hand raised. So I'm going to definitely give it all up there.
What's the key to you causing an upset and wrecking a super fight?
I think just, I've always said, I think that you can be in the best physical shape in your life, you can be in the best boxing shape of your life, but ultimately your courage and your heart is what gives the extra plus. There's times when you may be even defeated, you may be even fall, but if you know in your heart that you're going to win, that you have to win, there's nothing else for me right now. So I just think just that clarity of I have to win.
And what message do you have for Hannah if you want to look across and before the fight?
I'm here to take your belts. I'm sorry about the upset that you're bringing to here in your homecoming. No disrespect. This is just what I've dreamt of my whole life. So here I am.
Nobody's taken my belts off me in my home city, in my home country. On May the 13th, it'll be my arm raised and still. And that's just the end of it.
There's so much at stake on Friday. Hopefully the winner will move on to unification. It's a fight not to be missed on Fightzone. You can subscribe to the platform for just £1.99 a month. You can't get any cheaper than that. To join the streaming revolution, go to fightzone.uk/sign up and you won't miss a punch. Thank you, Alejandra.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah Rankin, and thank everybody for watching.